So here's how to actually start a marketing agency in 2024. And if I was to sum it up into one sentence, it would be to do the opposite of what most people tell you to do. Because there's actually a few different ways or a few different strategies that people teach when it comes to like building your agency. And most of the time, it is when you're a beginner, you either want to start some form of like go high level agency where you work with local businesses, you run ads to generate leads, and you kind of do the lead nurturing and follow up in go high level, and then you start the subscription thing. I don't really know exactly the details, but where you're affiliate for go high level. If you've been through it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So that's like one popular way that people teach. The other popular way is to start working with like e-commerce businesses or info product companies and run their ads for them, or to become, a growth partner where you'll build their funnels and maybe help them with short form content or whatever it is, right? You guys know. Now, here's like the problem with that. Number one is a lot of the time, the niches that people have previously had success with and are now teaching you how to do, they have become saturated. So, for example, when I first got started out, I remember in like Ty Lopez's SMMA course, if you know what that is, you're probably more of an OG. But I know a lot of people at that time were targeting chiropractors. That was like, or like I think gym owners was also one of those niches that was referenced a lot in the course. So what happened? And I friggin' did this, by the way. Oh, I'm going to go after chiropractors. I remember I started building like a funnel for chiropractors. I remember I was running ads to chiropractors, trying to get them as clients. And the problem is that Ty Lopez had how many students? I don't know, hundreds of thousands of students. And they were all going after the same niches with the same information, with the same scripts, with the same outreach. And it's the same for all of the other programs as well. By the time like the niches and the offers are validated and put into like a course content that you go through, you're already kind of too late, honestly. Now, obviously there's some outliers. I'm sure there's some guy on here watching this being like, oh, well, I went after chiropractors and I've made money, blah, blah, blah. Fine. We're talking about like on average, what's your best way to start in the agency space? And a lot of the time, like I said, it's doing the opposite of what people will do. So I'll tell you what I would do, right? So my agency, we work in like the info product space. So we help kind of like what, I just said not to do. We help like info products and coaches and course sellers scale with advertising. We also do the funnels and email. So I don't use this term, but growth partner kind of thing. I hate that term, but it's just an agency. Anyway, so we work with those guys. Now, again, I've been doing this a long time. So therefore, like that niche is validated, yes. But I started like running ads for info products in 2016. I started taking on clients in 2019, right? So again, if you try and copy and paste my business, it's not going to work because I started the business how many years ago? 4 or 5 years ago. And I've got like 4 or 5 years of experience. So like the way I outreach and the way I prospect is not going to work for the new person just starting out, which again is another problem with info and courses. Because I remember I joined a program a few years ago and the guy was literally teaching us what he was doing in like 2017 to get clients. And guess what? It didn't friggin' work. So you got to be careful with that. Now, let's take the info product space, for example. I'm going to give you a practical example. I'm not just going to chat shit for 5-10 minutes. So when you talk about info products or online coaches, most people think about like BizOp. So they think Amazon FBA, people who teach drop shipping, people who teach like an agency course, like the typical like how to make money online niches. And a lot of the time when someone says, oh, I help info product companies or education companies, they kind of like divert to this, or like the business niches, right? Coaches who help coaches, right? So that type of thing. Now, the problem is like you could look at my agency and be like, oh shit, Sam works with those companies and he helps those types of people. I'm going to go and do that because it's working for him. But the problem with that is that those niches in particular, like the coaches, or the Amazon FBA or the dropshipping coaches, they are literally the most competitive niches in the world, right? For some of my clients, there's no way I would be able to sign the recent clients that we've worked with over the last few years. There's no way I could sign those clients if I was just starting out. The only reason I could sign those clients is because they got referred to me, or I had like a ton of experience and credibility in the space already, right? So it's totally unfair, and this sounds egotistical, it doesn't mean to be like that, but it's unfair for a beginner to go up against me when we're trying to sign the same client, because they're gonna go with me, right? As long as I'm not an idiot and like I know some people skills and some social skills, like, and I'm not like ridiculously bad at sales, like they're gonna choose me because I've got more experience. So it's unfair to go after these really competitive niches. Oh, sorry, it's not unfair. It's stupid for you to go after these really competitive niches because these people have been pitched a million times in the DMs, a million times via email, and it's very unlikely they're going to go for you. And at the same time, actually, it's like a two-edged sword. So these niches like Amazon FBA and dropshipping coaches, they're actually hard to get results for. I don't really, honestly, when I'm running like paid advertising campaigns, I won't work with like an agency coach, or I won't work with a dropshipping e-commerce coach with ads, because honestly, it's just freaking hard. Very competitive, very sophisticated market, very like hard to create a real point of difference. Like it's fine if they've got like a big organic following and you're just monetizing the current following because the trust is there, et cetera, but cold traffic on ads, converting a stranger into like a high ticket customer for like e-commerce coaching. I feel like I'm pretty good at advertising and I think it's friggin' hard. And I probably wouldn't work with that type of coach, right? So not only is it really friggin' hard to get the clients to begin with, but then it's fucking hard to get results. You know, in an ideal world, as an agency owner, you want it to be easy to get the client, and then you want it to be easy to get the results. Now, obviously, wanting everything to be easy in business, not realistic. However, you can choose the game you play, right? The game is the game, but you get to choose the game, right? So if you're just starting out, it's good. You're fresh. You don't have any experience, which is, you know, a bad thing, but it's also a good thing because you're not thinking you have to go in a certain direction. You can choose the game. Right now, I'm like 4, 5, 6. Well, I've been doing business for like 7, 8 years. Is it 7? Yeah, something like that. But the agency started in 2019. I'm like 4 or 5 years into this niche, into this business. I'm not going to divert now and really start playing a different game because, you know, I've got experience and results and stuff like that. But for the beginner, you can choose your game. So choose an easier game. So what I would do if I was just starting out and I like the info product space, I'll be honest, I don't have a ton of experience helping chiropractors. I never signed them as clients when I first started prospecting them. So if you friggin' love dentists or doctors or chiropractors, or you fucking jerk off to go high level, go nuts, right? You enjoy yourself. Personally, don't like that. So I like the info product space, the online coaching space. I think actually it's probably one of the least competitive. The problem with, I mean, this is going off on a tangent, but the problem with the online coaching space is that the good clients are great to work with. The bad clients are really bad to work with. Like you could probably take like a chiropractor from anywhere across the US. And as long as, you know, they do the basics, they answer the phone, they've actually, you know, got experience in business, you can generate them leads and you can probably get them results. With a coach in the info product space, you know, the bottom 90% of coaches are trash. They don't have a validated offer. They're not good at sales. They haven't got a good brand. They don't have any social proof. They haven't got results. They don't have any money, right? They don't have a successful business before you start working with them. So it's actually really hard to get those results. With a chiropractor, you know, if they've got a practice or a location and they've been running for a few years and they're already making money, then you can probably get them results. So the coaching space is great to work with like the top 10% of clients, really bad to work with the rest. So that's like the downside, just FYI. But when it's good, it's good. And I like the space. So here's what I do. And I know, I'm sorry, I've been yapping on a little bit here, but what I would do if I was just starting out is go into the info product space. But I would look for weird niches. Forget about Amazon FBA. Forget about e-commerce dropshipping. Forget about agency. Forget about coaching coaches. You want to go after some frigging weird niches because this is where the money's to be made. So, for example, you want to go for people who teach how to learn piano. People who teach languages. That's really hot on like TikTok. There's pages blowing up on people teaching people how to speak Spanish. You could do people who have like teach people how to do gardening. Like that's like a weird niche, but there's a lot of people around the world who are really passionate about their garden, and therefore people who teach gardening can make a lot of money. I knew a friend, and this is a little bit different business model, but he bought the rights to a course that teaches people like how to coach their dog. So like a dog training course. He bought the rights to it, so he paid the person who created the course. He paid them money. So he could just sell the course himself and, keep all the money that he would make from the sales. And he scaled that to be making like 6 figures a month. And it wasn't profit because he was running it with ads, but he scaled it to like 6 figures a month for dog training. Friggin' dog training. You've got a million different agencies going after this one Amazon FBA coach. And then you've got my mate scaling a fucking dog training course of 6 figures per month. So there's a lot of these like weird niches. Like me, for example, I'm in like a lot of our clients are in like the spiritual, new age, law of attraction niche, which is a bit, it's a bit not outdated, but it's a bit more competitive now, but it's still different to, I help you make money online with this new shiny business model. So there's a lot of these like weird niches that you can go after. And here's the good thing about that. Like I said, there's a lot of these people who teach this content, and they're on like TikTok, on like the newer platforms. They're probably building Instagram pages as well. And they've got like hundreds of thousands of followers because they're teaching people like how to train dogs or whatever it is. But they're not matured enough. Like the market isn't matured enough that they know they could make a shitload of money selling information, or like they don't know how to put a course together. Like a lot of the people in the e-commerce space, Amazon space, so many people are selling courses and coaching in that space that everyone knows how to do the course and coaching thing. But you want to target these like weirder niches where there's no competition, there's no kind of blueprint for these people to model, and you want to go to them and be that solution. So you can reach out to these people who have millions of views on TikTok, hundreds of thousands of followers, and they're just like kind of creating a brand and a following over the information that they share. But you'll notice if you just look at the links in their bio, a lot of these people have like one-on-one coaching links, or maybe they have like a low ticket course, or maybe they do like a, some form of coaching thing, or, whatever it is. But you'll see if you click the links, a lot of them won't have anything, and a lot of them won't have a clue where to start. So the easiest thing for you to do, if you're starting out as an agency owner, is go to these people and be like, there's a few things you can do. Number one, you can be like, if they've already got like a low ticket course or a coaching program, or they've already got a product, then just say to them, hey, look, I will retire. Like you can say I'll run ads. I mean, this isn't the pitch, but basically you will get them new customers with advertising. Now, just starting out, you can just run a retargeting campaign to their followers or people who've, opted into the funnel, and you'll make a shitload of money doing that. You'll make them a load of money. They're like, wow, this advertising thing is cool. Like I just pay Facebook or TikTok $1 and I get 2 or 3 back. Now, obviously, like in the beginning, you could have a good percentage split with that. And okay, a retargeting campaign isn't going to last for years, but you could get them pretty good results over the first few months for the first time they've ever been retargeting anyone. And you could make a load of money. You take a percentage of the profit that you generate with the ads. So there's less risk for them. There's only the ad spend for them. And you could make some decent money. And, if you're confident, then you could scale it to cold traffic. Or if these people don't have a course or a coaching program, reach out to them and be like, hey, big opportunity for you. Like, look at your competitor. They're making this much money with this course or coaching. Why don't you do something similar? If you don't know how to do it, I can help you, right? And you build them the funnel. You help them put together the course. You help them put together the coaching program. And then you launch that funnel to the warm audience. So you're not even running ads at this point, and you can convert them, right? And you take a percentage of the money. That's even better because they're not going to pay you up front. Again, if you're a beginner, no results, probably not going to pay you up front. But you just take, 10, 20, 30% of the sales that your funnel generates them. And if this is the first time they're making money with info products, they're going to be like, shit, well, that's a good deal. There's your 30%. We did it with an influencer a while back, And we took 25% of the sales organically from their audience because we just built out a new product for them, a new funnel, and we did all the launching and stuff. They just had to post the content, and we took 25%. So you can do deals like that, which is, it's pretty good. There's other things that you can do as well. So I want to give you some more practical examples. So similar, you got to look also at the niches that potentially have money. So I am actually going to go back to kind of like the chiropractors and the dentists and that kind of like more affluent profession, lawyers, all that sort of stuff. Now those are very popular niches for marketing agencies, right? A lot of marketing agencies reach out to dentists, doctors, surgeons, med spas, people with like high ticket services, and they'll run ads to get leads, right? What you want to do instead, sticking to like the info product theme, is you want to search for people who are in these niches but are selling education. So you'll find, again, on TikTok, I'll just use TikTok because it's like a popular platform, even though I don't really use it, but I do know what's going on there. There's a lot of these people on TikTok who are like doctors, and they are just sharing information. They're sharing how they're running their surgery. They might be posting to get customers and clients, but they could also be like posting for education to educate other people. There's a lot of like doctors who have started posting about, their own surgery and stuff like that, and they've grown a following of other doctors. There'll be lawyers who are posting about how they're growing in their law firm, and they'll have a big audience of lawyers, right? So you'll have these people in these more affluent niches, and instead of going after the actual end client, i.e. the lawyer, look for the people who are posting education content around law firms. And you go to them and you be like, hey, do you want help scaling your product? Right? Because again, it's easier to get these types of people results rather than going after like BizOp, where it's like Amazon FBA and drop shipping. Hey, I'm going to teach you, not I'm going to run it for you, because again, agency space is saturated in a lot of those niches. But if you go to these people and be like, hey, like if your client is teaching these people how to do it, how to grow a successful law firm, how to grow a successful practice, and then you help them grow. And the easiest thing to do is, because those people, if you're teaching a doctor how to grow and get clients, or if you're teaching a lawyer how to get clients, then, a client to them could be worth, 5 figures plus, right? 6 figures potentially for some. So it's going to be high ticket. So these lawyers and doctors would pay a lot. Like they would pay $5K, they would pay $10K to learn how to get, an extra client a month. So you work with the coach or the person sharing education, you help them scale their high ticket program, and you can just run like a book a call funnel for them, targeting dentists, targeting doctors, targeting law firms. And you just work with that one client and you take a percentage of the profit. You could even do it if you really wanted to go hard. You could say to the person, I'll help you scale this coaching program. Maybe not if you're a beginner, actually. This is a bit more advanced. But if you're good at running ads already, if you do have a skill, maybe you worked in advertising before, what you could do is say to them, hey, look, I'm going to get you new customers. You don't need to do anything. All I ask is just give me 50-50 split. So you close a client $5K, $10K for their coaching program, they'll give you 50% of it. Now, what you can do if you're super confident is you can run their ads, you can use your own ad spend, and you can close the client and just take 50% commission. Bit more risk, bit more work for you, guaranteed, but you get 50-50 split would be pretty good. Or you can just work with them. Because I think those types of niches are still, there's quite a bit of advantage. There's still an opportunity, Now, again, there's still competitors. There's still people teaching chiropractors how to build a business. There's people teaching dentists. Like, there are definitely education pieces or education companies in those niches. But it's just a lot less competitive than friggin' Amazon FBA. So, yeah, they're the few opportunities that I would go to. And I think for me, it's more about less clients, better quality, rather than, when the SMMA space started in like 2016, it was very much go out, sign a Facebook advertising client for $2K a month and just do that. Sign them on a 3-month minimum and just keep going out and churning and signing those clients. That was it. That's a frigging headache right now. I can't go into it in this video, but there's a whole reason why that business model is flawed, right? And maybe I'll do another video if you're interested, but there's a reason why the whole, hey, go out and sign a local business for a $2K a month retainer and sign them on a 3-month minimum. It's a flawed business model. A lot of headaches, not going to work. So what I prefer to do is less clients, but you take a bigger percentage. And there's a few different opportunities. And I actually do this, by the way. Like I've actually done it. So like I've done every single type of agency offer. But last year, I approached the influencer and I pitched them on a 50-50 split where we would work together because I saw that they had a big following on social media. And in the bio, they had a link to a one-on-one coaching offer. It was like, hey, get one-on-one coaching with me. And they were charging like $300 or £300 for one call. So for me, that was a big opportunity. I'm like, I know the niche. I know I can get results. I know that it's a big opportunity here. This person has a big following because she started sharing content a few years ago, but she has no idea how to monetize. So what I just told you to do for those niches, I've done. And I went to this person in February of 2023, and we struck up a deal where we go 50-50. I've helped to create a course or I helped to create a coaching program, and we now run that offer and run that business together, and we split it 50-50. And that came from me analyzing these influencers in a weirder niche and understanding, okay, this person has a big following, they're creating content, they know how to get attention, they've got a loyal following, but they have no clue how to monetize. I came in, said, hey, I'm going to help you monetize, and now we split it 50-50. Again, I have a lot of experience before that, so therefore it was easier for me to negotiate that deal. As a complete beginner, maybe they aren't going to set up a company with you and go 50-50, but if you say to them, hey, I'll take 20% and you don't pay me anything up front, just let's see how we do over the first month, then you can start building the trust there by getting results to begin with. So yeah, those are the steps that I would take. There's a few different opportunities there, which I think is the best place to start. And yeah, I've rambled a lot on this video, so I'm going to stop now. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you later.